Cleveland. The Milwaukee Bucks have a fouling problem, and it was on full display from the early moments of Tuesday night's 124,119 loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers at Quicken Loans Arena. Entering the night with the fifth most fouls per game in the NBA 23.0, the Bucks accumulated 11 fouls in the first quarter alone, with 5 getting assessed to the team's 2 centers, leading to 15 free throws from the Cavaliers. That was just the tip of the iceberg, as Milwaukee wound up getting charged with 31 fouls, which sent Cleveland to the line for 38 attempts, of which the Cavaliers made 33. The free throw disparity: the Bucks earned 16 tries from the charity stripe, with Giannis Antetokounmpo accounting for 11, played a major role in the game, as it has for the past 3 contests during Milwaukee's 4-game losing streak. Over the past 3 games, the Bucks' opponents have had 95 attempts to Milwaukee's 40, which spurred coach Jason Kidd to voice his displeasure about officiating after the game, especially in regards to his players not getting as many calls. Box score: Cavaliers 124, Bucks 119. NBA Live Scoreboard. Box scores, standings, statistics related. Bucks trade Greg Monroe, picks for Eric Bledsoe. No matter if you have 3 officials out, there are 6 officials there getting the call, Kidd said, noting that the Bucks need to do a better job of not fouling. That's disappointing because the game is being won or lost by the free throw line. We're outscoring our opponent, we're making more 2s and 3s, and we're losing it at the free throw line. We have to do a better job of not fouling and making sure that the officials understand that there are fouls at the other end too. While some coaches make a scene and earn technical fouls to voice their displeasure with officiating, Kidd usually projects a calm demeanor during games. Kidd defended that philosophy post-game while further needling the officiating HES scene of late. "Well, I think I just got fined, so that's one way," Kidd said, referring to his previous comments. "The other way is by expressing to the officials, and I did that the whole night. The different crews that we've had have been awful. It's just a matter of understanding the game is being called one way, and unfortunately, it's not in our favor right now, but that'll change. It's early in the marathon. Getting the Bucks into foul trouble was a part of Cleveland's game plan." Cavaliers head coach Tyronn Lue knew of the Bucks' struggles with fouling and didn't believe Milwaukee's centers, John Henson and Thon Maker, could handle defending Kevin Love in the post. That plan worked to perfection, with Love scoring 32 points, the most by a player against the Bucks this season, collecting 16 rebounds, 8 offensive, and going 14 of 16 at the free throw line. "We wanted to make sure we did a good job featuring Kevin," Lue said. "We know playing the 5 is going to be tough for him to post bigger guys, but we thought coming into tonight he could post Giannis on switches and he can post Thon and those guys." LeBron James, too, pushed the issue inside and came close to a triple-double, putting up 30 points, 9 assists and 8 rebounds. He made a sizable dent at the free throw line, making 8 of 10 attempts. While the Bucks put themselves behind the 8 ball with fouls, they were in the game for much of the night. Antetokounmpo scored 40 points on 16 of 21 shooting to go with 9 rebounds, 4 blocks and 3 assists, but also had 8 turnovers before fouling out in the final minute. After their foul-heavy first quarter, the Bucks rallied in the second. Khris Middleton led a 259 run, scoring 11 of his 20 points in the spurt, including the first 7. Middleton also contributed an assist on an alley-oop to Henson during that stretch, one of his 11 assists on the night. With 2:15 left in the half, Malcolm Brogdon, who had 22 points on the night, hit a three-pointer to give the Bucks a lead, which they didn't relinquish before the buzzer, taking a 6,765 lead into intermission. Milwaukee's offense slowed in the third quarter, and by the end of the period the only reliable option was Antetokounmpo attacking the rim. He did just that, scoring the team's final 10 points all at or around the rim despite carrying 4 fouls. "Just got to stop fouling," Antetokounmpo said. "I think we did a bad job giving them easy fouls. We've got to do a better job of not fouling and being solid on defense." The Bucks failed to take advantage of James and Love opening the fourth quarter on the bench, watching their deficit balloon from 4 points at the start of the period to double digits. That missed opportunity loomed large as the Cavaliers kept the Bucks at arm's length for the rest of the game when their stars returned, fittingly closing the game at the free throw line. "I think our aggressive defense kind gets us in trouble a little bit, but that's just what it is," said Henson, who earned a technical for arguing his 4th charged foul in the second quarter. We've got to work on not getting ticky-tack fouls. I know I picked up one on Love that was ticky-tack and a couple of other ones, but at the end of the day we had a chance to win at the end of the game and we've got to capitalize. Behind the box score streak broken entering Tuesday's game, the Cavaliers had put up over 100 points and made at least 10 three-pointers in 11 straight games against the Bucks. That was an NBA record, eclipsing the previous mark of 9 games with 100-plus points and 10-plus made three-pointers set by the Orlando Magic versus the Minnesota Timberwolves from November 6, 2007 to February 13, 2012. The Cavaliers scored well over 100 points, with a 124 ranking tied for the fifth most Cleveland has scored against Milwaukee in the history of the series between the two teams. However, the Cavaliers made just 9 of 18 three-pointers, ending their streak of reaching double digits against the Bucks. All systems go Bucks forward. Mirza Teletovic was questionable ahead of Tuesday's game with left knee soreness, which spurred the Bucks to bring away player Gary Payton II with them on the trip to Cleveland in case Teletovic couldn't go. Teletovic ultimately was able to play and performed well off the bench, scoring 16 points on 6 of 11 shooting, including making 4 of 8 three-point attempts in nearly 17 minutes of action. Outside of Teletovic, the Bucks got just 6 points from their other reserves, with Maker finishing with 5 and Matthew Dellavedova adding 1 on a free throw awarded following a defensive 3-second call against the Cavaliers. Antetokounmpo on trade. Antetokounmpo did not comment on the Bucks' acquisition of Eric Bledsoe in a trade that sent Greg Monroe to the Phoenix Suns during shoot-around on Tuesday morning. Milwaukee's star did address the situation following the game. "He's a great player. He's a great guy too," Antetokounmpo said of Bledsoe. "I'm looking forward to meeting him in San Antonio. I think he's going to help the team and I think he's going to make the game easier for everybody. Definitely going to miss Greg Monroe. That's my guy," he added. "I wish him the best. I know he's going to do great wherever he goes." Up next, teams Milwaukee Bucks 46 at San Antonio Spurs 74, 1:08 p.m. Friday. We're at center. About the Spurs. San Antonio has played the whole season without the leader, Kawhi Leonard, who is behind in his recovery from quadriceps tendinopathy in his right leg and won't be back for a few more weeks. The Spurs opened on a 4-game win streak without him, then lost 4 in a row before righting the ship with 3 straight victories. LaMarcus Aldridge has picked up the scoring load, leading the team with 22.4 points per game while contributing a team-high 8.5 rebounds. Off-season acquisition Rudy Gay has been solid off the bench, averaging 12.6 points, 5.0 rebounds, 1.8 assists and 1.1 steals in 23.2 minutes per game.